This is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to ask, how are you using AI in your projects? All right, so I want to talk once more about AI. And you know what, if you're like me, you're tired of hearing about AI and ChatGPT and everything like that, because everybody, every marketer, everybody who's non-technical is talking all about, oh, you can use ChatGPT to do this, you can use ChatGPT to do that, or buy my course to use, how to use ChatGPT and everything like that, which is stupid because it's one of the easiest things in the world to use, right? It's this tool that has completely changed the world. In fact, it's hard to believe that it only came out, back about 14 months ago, back in November of 2022. But I have to tell you, as a software developer, everything I've been doing lately there has to be a consideration as to whether or not AI can help into this process. Now, the development process, I'm using GitHub Copilot Chat, which is so cool to use. It speeds up the development process. It can write easy functions for you. Sometimes a lot of times they'll get it wrong, but sometimes it can point things out to you, things you've done that could be improved, or like a good example of this, just things you miss out a semicolon, something like that. The IDE usually picks it up. But I had something the other day where my binding wasn't working well. My form wasn't binding. I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? And I could have spent a good 10 minutes trying to track it down. But I asked ChatGPT and it just told me, you declared this variable as private in this class and it should have been public, which was like, duh, right? Of course I knew that, but it just sped everything up. So using it in your IDE is great, but it's also great to use it into any types of automation that you use. Now, over the years, I've always had a team that would help me do things, but if there was something that was routine that I needed to have done every day, and it was like I had a set of rules to follow, I just automate it. We're software developers. We write cron jobs or event-based type stuff that would just do something each and every single day. In fact, I have scripts that I wrote back in 2014 that still run 10 years, they still run every single day and do little processes for me. Just like, like check YouTube stats, send me a report each day, send me this summary of, what I need to do for that day. It's just something I just use every single day. And that's beautiful. You write something that just works, that, I could have hired somebody to do it for me, but then they're sick, it costs a lot of money, whatever. And now a lot of this stuff can be automated through AI. And I'm not talking about writing my own, machine learning algorithm, anything like that. I'm talking about just using the OpenAI API. So a lot of the stuff I've been doing over the last 6 months has been using the OpenAI API. And I know, Google's got their new AI, Microsoft has theirs, and they all have their own APIs, but I kind of like the OpenAI API. I love using Dolly to generate images. I love using the chat completions just to write my blog posts and everything like that for the Overpass site, and just be able to write these things and make decisions each and every single day. And when we talk about AI taking our jobs, it's really hard to argue against that, right? Because in the past, if you had something that needed to be done each and every single day, or in a certain, at a certain time, follow certain, really rigid logic, you could write code to do it. In fact, over the years, I've written so many applications for investment banks and publishers and even construction companies that all they did was automate a lot of the things that they had one guy doing with a spreadsheet. Like one guy would just do this each and every single day, take him like 3-4 hours, wrote the code to do it, and that person's time was freed up because it just, each and every single day it runs. When you couldn't do that when you needed to make a decision about something, like something needed to be evaluated and a decision had to be made. You had to set up some sort of queue or emailed somebody, whatever. And now with ChatGPT and OpenAI, you could program that into your automation. Like, just make a decision based on this. Take a look at, like, for example, I wrote a script that just posts articles to a couple different blog that I have. And one of the things I need to make a decision on is what category do I want this to go into? So basically all I could do is like, here's a list of categories, decide which one that should go into. It's just an easy decision for someone to make based on the content of the article. Easy, right? So The reason I bring this up is because over the years, I've been talking about what I've been into and what I've been excited about. And a lot of the times it was apps. So a lot of companies, they would contact me because they needed to get something onto the app store. The app experience was much better than the website that they had. They needed something that was just, more user friendly. And now it seems to be a lot more AI automation, right? For me, I was spending about, I guess I was spending about 100 pounds a day on team members. I just had a couple team members that would do things for, write blog posts, do certain routines and everything like that. And, I've been able to I know about a year and a half ago, I had to let them go. Just, the revenue, the ups and downs of the business, it happens. So about 6 months ago, I was able to take the OpenAI API and also using scheduled processes using Firebase functions. I could have used anything, but I decided to use the Firebase functions. That I have a lot of the stuff that they did is now automated, and it's costing me about 60 cents a day. And it's just, and I could probably skim that down a little bit, but it's just changing the way that my business is working. When you talk about having something like a business with fewer people, or even like a one-person business, you could do that using using AI and AI API. And the reason I don't want to go on about ChatGPT is I'm sick of people talking about, you could use ChatGPT to do this, you could use ChatGPT to do that, which yeah, you could, but come on, we're software developers. We should be automating things. We should be automating things for other businesses. It's been, that's basically everything I've been doing over the last few months. I've a few apps, I have a few projects and everything that I'm still working on, but the AI automation has been so much fun to work with. So if you're not, and it's getting even more developer friendly. Was it back in September or October? I can't remember what it was. The big AI conference, the OpenAI conference, where they announced the JSON, being able to say, give it to me in JSON mode so you can specify that. That's perfect for automation for a lot of the work that we do. The reason I bring this up is because I just want to let you guys know what I'm into, how things with Overpass have been changing over the last, it's not even that, it's like 6 months. It's like the whole direction. I'm starting to think, back when all companies needed apps and I was able to get a lot of clients that way, it was great because you could just say, do you need an app? And it was like a lot of people say, yeah, we've been thinking about that. But when it comes to AI automation and being able to use AI, I can't think of any companies that don't need that. We're going to see this big revolution in the way business is done, and you can either be part of it or not. And this is a big opportunity that I'm excited about, and I think you guys should be too. Anyway, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on that. Again, everyone's talking about AI. I feel a bit silly talking about it because it's all over the place, but it's exciting. It's even more exciting for us technical people. If you want to know more information about this, or if you want me to talk about this a bit more, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you're using AI for, because I'd be really interested in that. Like I said, game changer. Anyway, that is it for today. I'll talk to you guys again next time.